on the air.
It's the first day of the month, so you're supposed to say white rabbit.
I didn't know that.
It's a thing of my son and his friends.
Well, see,
He hasn't called me in a while on the first day of the month to say white rabbit. I'm not sure. I guess it gives the person who says it first good luck.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Welcome back, Mark.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
He was on assignment. Where'd you go?
Seattle, and then.
Wow.
Was it sunny in Seattle?
It was beautiful.
Wow, good.
I saw Bill Gates' $150 million home from the water.
Wow. Were you swimming?
I was in a boat. Luckily, not swimming. Beautiful, beautiful week.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome home.
Thanks.
To 95 degrees.
It's like somebody turned on the sauna. All of a sudden.
It does feel like
Jeez.
that. Right.
All right.
So real estate.
What'd you miss last week? Did we
I don't
call
know.
you with any?
I heard
He missed grilling.
discussions
All that
about
grilling at Nelson Towers.
Oh yeah, and I know a gal who lives there, and she said you can't grill there at all. Grills are off, not on. You can't do it, and that's a fire code thing.
Breaking news.
Speaking of fires, right across the street from there apparently there was a kitchen fire in one of the Renaissance apartments yesterday.
Breaking news.
Is that next to the executive house? Those apartments?
I think so. Maybe I'm confusing the two. I don't know.
I don't think you're confusing them. I think that they were together at one point.
Oh, okay.
And now one building is an apartment and one building is condos.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know that.
I think that's the case.
We'll have to double check that and get back with everyone on that next week. So you said you did some statistics.
I did. January 1st through this morning, but I'm sure that nothing had closed at 7 o'clock this morning, so it was probably through yesterday.
We had 2 closings at 8 yesterday morning, so could have been something at 8 o'clock.
Regardless, January 1st through yesterday, so far this year, 1,034 units have closed. Average days on the market, 121. Average sold price, $74,720. And the high was $550. The low was $800. I think that might have been a rental. I didn't look.
Yeah.
In foreclosures, high $270,000, low $2,000, and average was $45,400. So basically.
So that 800 had to have been a rental, because otherwise it would have been a foreclosure.
Yeah, maybe. 535 of the 1,034 units were foreclosures.
Compared to last year, do you have that?
Last year, I do have that. High 341,000. No, wait. High 495,000. These are all units.
And this year it was 207, you said?
No, 550.
Oh, I thought, okay, all units, sorry. Apologies.
The average is 79,101 in comparison to 74,720, so we're down maybe 3-4%.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No. Average days on the market this year, 121. Last year, 109. 1,034 units this year, 1,119 last year.
Okay.
Foreclosures, average 45,423 this year. I didn't do averages last year. Oh! But there were 622 units last year compared to...
You'll have to watch that on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
That was good.
Wait, how many units this year compared to last year?
535 this year, 622 last year. Average days on the market, 84 last year and 81 this year.
So we're down substantially of the foreclosures.
The numbers, yes, 100 almost.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes.
Don't you think?
I do think so.
And what do you think that's a reason?
That's a good question. I don't know. My personal opinion is that I think that MERS lawsuit probably has something to do with it, because I don't think we're getting the listings on the market and the closings aren't happening.
Do you think short sales?
I think short sales, I do, and I didn't check short sales stats because they're so sketchy.
Well, in my campaigning efforts, when I'm knocking on doors, I'm
Gotta
averaging,
get that in there.
I'm averaging two households per block that they're tempted to walk away from their house because they're underwater and the bank won't work with them.
Well, that's
a lot.
not good.
No, it isn't.
That doesn't surprise me, though. It doesn't surprise me at all. I
No.
think, I don't want to beat up on the banks, but I just don't understand why this isn't a bigger priority. How would people call in with a question?
787-3397.
Uh-huh.
Why, do you have a question?
I don't, but somebody might.
Yeah.
And
787-3397.
they could also email
Mark
at
at
thinkingrealestate.com.
thinkingrealestate.com.
Sorry, we should really make a better effort.
And the other
say
thing
that
we have to make a better effort is repeating our guests' names when they're here, because someone had commented that they came in halfway through
Yeah,
and they didn't know who we were talking to.
that's
So
very
we
good.
apologize for that
Very good
lack
point.
of manners.
We're learning.
We'll have to put a little sign to remind us, but
Anyway.
so in stabilizing neighborhoods, I think one of the key thing is to get out to people that don't walk away from your house. Let's do a short sale. And one of the homeowners told me that they were told by a realtor that they'd be liable for
The difference?
the difference if they did a short sale. And I said that's not necessarily the case. We can negotiate that. If you do a foreclosure, you could be liable for the deficit of the foreclosure. So
Would you say that the banks are more likely to go after somebody for the deficit on a foreclosure or short sale? Or is there no rhyme to reason?
I don't know the answer to that. Jackie, any clue?
Don't think there's
Jackie's
a
our
rhyme or
short
reason.
sale. She's certified in short sales, which is quite an accomplishment. I think some of the banks are easier to work with. Bank of America is, and I heard from,
I think they are awful.
well,
Oh, them's
you and
hard
Jackie could
words.
duke that out. I heard from a realtor yesterday, though, one of his sellers has a Bank of America mortgage, and they're letting the seller do a land contract.
On a short sale? No, say this again.
See, you're so...
I'm confused again.
Bank of
As we say
America
in Park
is
Line.
allowing the seller of the home to sell their house on a land contract. They're waiving the due on sale clause.
I think that's very smart.
Yeah, I about fell over when I heard that it was Bank of America. I would have thought more of a local bank, but not Bank of America. So that was kind of cool.
That's good.
Yeah, so I think that's a sign.
I shouldn't be so tough on Bank of America because they were. I had a short sale recently where the Bank of America had the second mortgage, for which they were going to get nothing if it had been foreclosed on, but they were willing to work with us. It just took them an extraordinarily long time to work with us, and so I kept having to juggle things between the first and the second.
Well, this...
Do you like dealing with the short sales?
Well, Jackie handles the paperwork for me, but yeah, I like the short. I think if I were an investor or anybody, I would rather buy a short sale than a foreclosure, because the people are in the house more than likely. We've certainly sold some where they're not there, but the house is still maintained. The electricity, the heat's on.
Greg looks pained.
Are we boring you, Greg?
No, I'm very intrigued.
The grass is mowed, it's better maintained and you know that when you turn the water on that you're not going to have holes in the pipe.
Well, take me through the scenario. If you walk away, what happens?
You get foreclosed on, you can't get a mortgage again for 5 years, depending, there's some exceptions to that. There's exceptions to everything, but house could be, oh God, the story I heard on
Random thought.
it goes with this. I was talking to a neighbor in a subdivision, and he told me there was this really nice house in Northwest School District that had been foreclosed on. The people who were foreclosed on had moved to California. They moved out, another family moved in, and the neighbors all thought, well, this is great. They rented the property. Squatters. They lived there for 6 months. Kids went to school, played in the yard, mowed the lawn,
I
shoveled
just
the
heard
sidewalk.
the same story in Seattle, only it wasn't 6 months, it was like 18 months before they could get the
Well, they may
person
have
out.
different
I think
foreclosure.
they do.
Yeah, so 6 months, so the day before they had to be out as a result of the foreclosure, they did a garage sale, moving sale, they sold the
Refrigerator.
the cabinets, they
Are
sold.
you kidding?
No, they sold the kitchen cabinets, they cut the carpet around the edge of the wall and rolled it up and sold the carpet.
How would they know that date?
Research.
Yeah, they did their research. It's published.
Okay.
6 months from the day that it's,
Sheriff's sale.
sheriff's sale, thank you, Jackie.
So that's easily accessible.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where was this?
I was at Northwest Schools, I prefer not to say which house.
Yeah.
This
They-
happened
That-
locally.
Yeah. Don't.
Happened locally. And the house then sold in foreclosure for like 120, and then turned around, well, those people went in and really put in beautiful cabinets and stuff, and it sold then thereafter 100 for 190, roughly,
Wow.
give or take. I didn't look up the exact numbers, but
So
That's my
how does this
recall.
happen? Is this a planned,
I
very
would
well
say that was
planned,
well
orchestrated squatting?
it must be. And
Possibly
the
by
neighbor
two
that I talked
families?
to said, you know,
Possibly by two families?
no, the
No?
people who were foreclosed on were in California. Maybe it was somebody they knew. It's
Well,
possible.
that's what I'm
But
thinking.
I doubt that they said, well, why don't you go live there and then take the cabinets and the carpet when you leave, along with the shower heads and everything else.
I think that's fairly bold.
Right,
Yeah, I would say so.
right.
Although
I
you know-
would believe it's against the law.
It is against the law, but
Is it
What
a
if
but the
felony?
thing is, how do you know? I mean, these
And
neighbors
furthermore,
thought
the
that the
bank's
house was
probably in
rented.
California as well, or who knows where the
Right,
bank
exactly.
is. And so how do they know?
Well, the bank is, are they negligent?
I would say.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I have no. I was just amazed when I heard that
Wouldn't
story.
wouldn't there be a realtor involved that should
Not
have
until the bank.
knowledge?
Not until the bank owns it, and the bank doesn't own it until
For 6
the
months.
6-month redemption period. So
They don't even typically they
Who
don't
owns it?
file the sheriff's sale.
Who owns it?
the people
sheriff?
in California,
That
they
left.
own it until.
I wonder if they would be responsible for the things that were stolen.
Well, they were being foreclosed on, so what do they care?
I know, but it's an interesting question.
Right.
Who's responsible for that?
Where's our attorney from? He should be here
Who's
to
that?
answer those questions.
Oh,
Where is he?
yeah, where is he?
Golf course?
No. He's listening, I'm told.
Oh, well, he could call in,
text.
787.
Then he could call in. He
3397.
could email Bill or Mark at thinkingrealestate.com because I know he's got his computer on. But this article I have from the Wall Street Journal says that 38% of borrowers who took cash out of their residence using home equity loans are underwater. 38% of people who took out home equity loans or second mortgages on their house are underwater.
So people who use their home as an ATM.
Right. 18 compared to 18% of people who didn't take out second mortgages that are underwater.
Well, that's makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Does
I
that
thought it
make-
was,
yeah.
news. Did you know that according to the Federal Reserve Board, homeowners took out $2.69 trillion from their homes in the height of the housing boom of 2004 to 2006.
Did you say trillion?
Uh-huh.
How many zeros is that?
I can't. It's been a long time since high school. I can't remember. More than 40% of the debt on the books of on the books of the 4 largest banks in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
40%.
Wait, say that again?
Yes.
More than 40% of the debt is on the books of the nation's 4
So
largest.
4 banks have 40% of the debt.
Correct. You want to guess who they are?
Bank of America.
Yes.
What is the debt? Is it real estate debt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This show is thinking real estate.
I know, but I think we should probably
I know
clarify
I was gone
where
last
that
year.
debt
You guys
is
talked
coming
about
Last week.
from.
grilling,
Last
or
week.
last week, and you guys talked about grilling.
Like we should probably mention who the guests are. We should mention where that debt comes from.
Way
okay.
to stay on it and bring it full
Bank,
circle.
Bank of America,
Bank of America.
Citibank,
Yep.
Wells Fargo,
Yep.
and I'm gonna say, who's the fourth one? I'm gonna say, I don't know.
Chase.
Oh yeah.
Morgan.
Oh.
J.P. Morgan Chase.
I thought it was Bank of Munich.
So, is there a Bank of Munich? I don't think there is.
Probably not.
There's probably a bank in Munich, but it's not the bank
I
of
don't think there's a
Munich.
bank in Munich.
Second mortgages have made it more difficult for loan modifications.
Second mortgages have been.
Well, you were just talking about how you were on the phone running around from the first mortgage to the second mortgage. So they're just confirming that.
So the
second
people
mortgages-
with, what you're saying is the people with second mortgages have a more difficult time modifying their first mortgage.
getting a short sale
Getting a short sale. You think so?
and foreclosing. It's by
Says
Wall
so?
Street Journal says so.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but
Well, Jackie, you're my short sale specialist.
It makes the process more difficult.
She said, because she doesn't have a microphone,
Yeah,
it
she's-
makes the process more difficult. So, and yeah, because they've got to get authorization for
but
the
who's
second
okay?
mortgage.
But is that because the realtors don't want to do it? I mean, they don't bother me. It's just an added level of.
It's just more paperwork.
More
It's just
paperwork.
more paperwork, more people to deal with.
Okay.
Okay. And another question I have, we should have a bankruptcy attorney come on, is when,
We have one in our building.
I know,
Where is it?
who knew?
Not here.
The reason is, one of the people that I've talked to said that they were filing Chapter 13 and they thought that their mortgage would be wiped out as a result of that. But Chapter 13 is restructuring of the debt. So apparently it depends. So that might be an interesting topic. Where Chapter 7 is where it wipes everything out, I believe.
I have no idea.
I don't either. So we will have to consider having a bankruptcy attorney on.
I think that would be interesting. I had somebody ask me again about who's responsible for maintaining the home in that limbo period between the sheriff's sale and the redemption period being up.
Be the homeowner.
Right, but the homeowner has abandoned the home, and so it just sits there. And one of the neighbors, who's a friend of mine that had this happen in his neighborhood, said, shouldn't the bank be doing this? Well, yeah, the bank should be doing it, but they don't do it.
Well, they don't know, unless they send somebody out, which they usually do, I believe.
That's why you can squat,
Exactly.
I guess.
But we're not endorsing squatting.
Well, no, nobody is really
I just
endorsing.
wanted to make that clear.
It did make the property more homey.
Well, I just couldn't believe that when I heard that. And it's a really nice
6 months?
ranch. 6 months.
Then they stripped it.
Then they stripped it.
They take the copper.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Did I tell you my copper story?
Yes.
Okay. Then I
Did you
won't
want-
repeat it.
Yeah, you did. I think a couple times. I think we have it on tape. We can bring it back.
We could rerun it. What other issue? Have any issues in your transactions? Are they all smooth?
Relatively smooth. I think it's hard to get people to. I think everything is in such limbo. Everything is in such flux that people are just extraordinarily cautious.
Lenders are,
Difficult.
yeah,
Are people buying?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They are.
1,024 have so far this year.
Okay.
But
How's
I
the
mean,
fall,
we
how's
had
the fall looking?
we had a transaction kicked back because we didn't put the buyer's agent didn't put street or road after the street name.
I had the same thing happen, but that was a short sale, and so
This wasn't a short sale.
The bank kept sending paperwork back
you,
for
find,
this.
you find that a little picky?
Oh, I think it's terribly picky.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they don't all do that, and so to me, when the bank says these are federal guidelines, well, that's not the case.
Why didn't they put a street or road on there?
Because if you put in there, like on our purchase agreements, you can put
Do you
in
live
there.
on a street or road, or an avenue
Street?
or a boulevard? I mean, do you know
But
that
as you're
is a
writing
fact?
it, you might write Glenshire Drive at the beginning, and then just write Glenshire the rest of the spots within.
Would that
the
work?
agreement. It ought to work.
Okay, and then
Because it's clearly an extension of the same purchase agreement, or
Right.
listing contract.
Right.
I mean, it seems common sense, but
And each
Well,
addendum,
and this-
and each addendum subsequently to that, even if you don't have the prior paper initialed or signed, down all these spots, the subsequent addendums take care of that.
Right. Well, this one, do you know, is Deer Ridge a road, a street, an avenue, a boulevard?
It's road.
I have no clue.
See?
So
we're
it
not
should be-
required to put that in our MLS, so,
Let me play the devil here.
okay. You
So
love
it should
that.
be on the document.
Well, we don't, that's the purchase agreement, then they're working off.
If we don't know what Deer Ridge is, if it's a road, boulevard,
But what's the difference?
And furthermore,
I don't know.
it'll
There
s-
must be a difference if
These are
there,
insured
We'll have to
closings.
look that up.
These
Why
are-
is it important to know if it's a road?
We should
because
ask.
there might be
I don't know, maybe
duplicates.
maybe
Duplicates.
there's different services. If you're on a
I don't know.
street, you get different services for living on a street as
I'm
opposed
just
to a road.
being
I don't know.
difficult.
But what we're talking about is the paperwork.
Right, I know.
Yeah, right.
I just thought that was interesting. Every transaction is challenging. Every transaction.
But they're fun.
Do we have a call?
Yeah, but we're out of time.
Oh.
It was probably
So-
Bill.
Well, I have a new
Sorry.
listing at 5995 Updike Road. It is a very cool 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, walkout lower level, sits on 2 acres. 194.9 has a awesome pole barn that's right next to the house.
Is
Just-
Updike a road?
Updike is, I don't know.
Updike
It's
is a
on,
road.
and this is on the corner of Updike and Seymour,
Okay.
and I think Seymour is a road. But it's great location, the highways and the Waterloo Recreation Park, and
State
it's
land.
newer. I think it's built in 2000, but don't hold me to that date because I don't have the information right in front of me.
You got anything going on, Mark? Real quick.
Not a thing.
Nothing.
Happy Labor Day.
So is that an open house?
No, that's a new listing.
Just
No,
a new
open
listing.
houses this
Yeah.
weekend.
How do the people find your new listings?
Team
Thinking
Schlecht,
Real
yeah,
Estate.
thinkingrealestate.com.
Yeah.
Team Schlechty,
They could probably-
780-3800.com.
Yeah.
Call us at 780
PrudentialPremierProperties.com.
780-3800.
Just
That's
call
our phone
.com.
number.
Yeah.
Email us.
780-3800.